Hey, what's up? It's BG from A Brilliant Night. Like us at facebook.com/abrilliantnightrocks. And you're listening to the one, the only, the epic
Lake Effect Radio!
Check us out at twitter.com/LakeEffectRadio for upcoming events, interviews, and much, much more.
Hannah Wallace now serving as Cavallo said Julia Wilson is now better. Kayla Zarbrock.
Nice fight.
Zarbrock is on fire at the moment.
Zarbrock really looks like she knows what she has to do to be a winner.
Saved by Montel Goodwin. He gets the steal. It's Mike Davis for three. No good. Rebounded by Wilson. Wilson put back up and in.
You're listening to Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio, the official home of Lakeland Sports. If you want to watch and listen, you can tune to www.livestream.com/Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio.
Beyond the book, technology in the library. Check out the technology available at Lakeland Library. Laptops, iPads, e-readers, digital cameras, camcorders, handheld scanners, speakers, microphones, and more. Charging stations and portable chargers. Collaboration spaces for group projects. Visit Lakeland Library, 3rd floor C building, room C3051, or call 440-525-7424 for more information.
Don't be left in the dark. Keep informed with Lakeland Emergency Alerts. If you are a Lakeland student, please keep your cell phone number up to date with the admissions office. If you are a Holden University Center Partnership student, please keep your cell phone number up to date with the University Center. Once your cell phone number is on file, you will receive a one-time opt-in text within 24 hours that you must respond to. If you're not sure if you have responded, you can text the word opt-in to 67587. Only cell phone numbers on file with Lakeland will receive text alerts. Even if your cell phone is your home/primary number, please make sure it is also listed as your cell number. If you need any help, please contact the help desk at 440-525-7570 or email them at lcchelpdesk@lakelandcc.edu.
This is a local music spotlight on Lake Effect Radio. Recess. Story goes.
For some time I've been recalling how this story goes. And if I'm thinking right, then I could tell you how it all goes. Spent most of my life in a small 3-bedroom bungalow.
Around the world on the World Wide Web. This is
Lake Effect Radio,
your #1 internet radio station.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. My parents and I, my life without a single care in the world.
Good times.
We sing along 'cause nobody knows where do we come from, where do we go. That's just how the story goes. We sing along 'cause nobody knows where do we come from, where do we go. That's just how the story goes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's just how the story goes. Years went by, that's when I realized future I do recall. We've been through hell and we've seen it all. I threw the party off for the ball for the first time. It is my future I do recall. We've been through hell and we've seen it all. I threw the party off for the ball for the first time. Now sing it. It is my future I do recall. We've been through hell and we've seen it all. I threw the party off for the ball for the first time. It is my future I do recall. We've been through hell and we've seen it all. I threw the party off for the ball for the first time. We sing along cause nobody knows. Where do we come from, where do we go? That's just how the story goes. We sing along cause nobody knows. Where do we come from, where do we go? That's just how the story goes. We sing along cause nobody knows. Where do we come from, where do we go? That's just how the story goes. That's just how the story goes. It is my future I do recall. We've been through hell and we've seen it all. I threw the party off for the ball for the first time. Now sing it. That's just how the story goes.
1, 2, 3.
Looking out my window, I see my world has changed. The sun won't rise this morning, cause my baby's gone away. Yesterday I can tell myself that she'd be back for sure, but that train don't stop here
It's the Scott and Steve Show on Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio. Scott and Steve.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. We are in a holiday abbreviated show today.
Abbreviated, yes.
Yeah, a little late start and a little early finish is the plan today.
That's right.
We're all going to be moving out in there and having on, but we do have to at least start off to do the right thing. Congratulate Jeremiah. He did win, so Jeremiah, congratulations on the big master.
I would have never bet on seeing this happen. But
no, I tell you, it was brutal, but he did win, and he is.
He should have took his 25-cent bonus.
He does
Christmas bonus.
I can't believe you realized that I didn't get that bonus. Maybe next year.
No, I offered it. He said, "No, keep it."
No.
You know, you're going to need to pay out.
You mean a one-time payment of 25 cents?
To cover the health expenses.
Outstanding.
Yeah. No, but Jeremiah does have the opportunity to enjoy some of his spoils today, and so congratulations to him. We wish him well, and it chokes me to have to say congratulations to him. But hey,
just so everybody's aware, Scott had told me this morning via text that you had won. And I said, well, I don't really remember what it was. All I know is Jeremiah posted a Little Caesars guy on my Facebook page, but I need to validate this first. I'm like, don't buy him anything until we put this together. And sure enough, he got it. Yeah. Congratulations. Yep. That was a tough one.
It was a tough one. It was a tough one, but congratulations to you. We wish you well, and you started off the new year right. So good for you, and we'll move on from there. I'm sure. I'm sure. But a lot of good games.
To other people, their team's somewhat going down in the balls.
You know what? The only thing I got to say is I ate so much over the holiday. I didn't want pizza and chips and stuff today because I feel full as it is. I didn't want anything. I couldn't sit here and eat that.
Oh, I could always go for pizza. Pizza's like one of those exceptions that whatever. But
I did say soda and chips. I did say the pizza.
I just. Got to turn a new leaf. Got some LBs to lose.
Yeah, me as well. It's always not a fun time of year from that perspective. But let's move on here. We should probably talk about let's talk about Ohio first. Akron got beat up by Florida Atlantic. I think we called that one happening.
It's not a surprise.
Ohio University though they beat UAB, which is good for them. So congratulations.
That's Alabama Birmingham.
Yep. Toledo got the snot kicked out of them, so that was not even worth mentioning. But the games that we want to get at too, probably Wisconsin beating Miami. They beat them by 10.
That's huge.
I thought that was a big win for Wisconsin. I really did. Miami is one of those teams we talked about, though, up and down, away from Miami. They're not usually the same team, and once again, that proved to be the case here. So, no, I don't think there was a major surprise there, but certainly it went from there.
Right.
Big Ten continued to roll. Penn State beat up on Washington, 35-28. So congratulations to Penn State. Saquon, I understand he is going into the NFL draft now.
Oh, yeah.
I think I heard that. So we'll see how
it's gonna be tough.
He fares.
There's a lot of good ones coming out.
There is. We'll see.
Barrett, Mayfield.
I thought he may hold off there. But,
he should.
But we'll see. Speaking of Baker Mayfield, I guess we'll get right into the playoff game there real quick. Is what an exciting game with Georgia.
That was high
octane.
High octane. Yeah, I was going to say high activity, but football is activity anyway. But it was a fast-paced game.
Yeah, double overtime, 54-48 game. But what a tremendous start to that game. I mean, just back and forth. Georgia made the changes at the halftime and came out, and I felt really put Baker Mayfield in a tough position. I thought he struggled in the second half. To me, he looked like he rushed a little bit, felt hurried. His passes weren't as accurate. And so that made me think I thought his NFL stock actually dropped from that game a little bit.
I don't know if you can take it from that game. It'll be depending on what he does next week.
And the combine? Is he in the combine?
No, I'm sorry. God, they lost.
Yeah,
I don't think the one bowl game. The combine. The combine is where it's at anyway.
Right.
Nobody really cares how they've done. I mean their level of play now puts them on that radar.
Correct.
But what they do at that combine.
Well, that'll be everything. But I still do think, though, that it showed some inexperience.
There is a weakness.
And as a senior having that weakness, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Right.
But
which is a shame, and I'll tell you why. Because I didn't watch the Ohio State game, but my understanding.
Did they play?
I think so. Yeah, and the funny thing is they didn't even get the New Year's Day nod. It's like, you guys gonna be on the 29.
Yeah.
But anyway, Barrett apparently had a good game. Is this how we remember JT Barrett? The end of his senior year.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, there are definitely peaks and valleys in his career.
For sure. Well, he's going to go down as one of the most prolific passers of Ohio State quarterbacks.
See, I don't agree with that though either.
Well, statistically,
yes, because he stayed longer.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
But Pryor was. I honestly think Pryor and Cardell Jones were both better than Barrett.
I would agree with that. What do you think there, Mr. Ohio State? In, out?
Oh, I gotta say he's one thing.
He's going to link the funny thing is
go back to Michigan.
You could take an all Ohio State conversation, the 3 players, and it's somehow going back to Michigan.
No,
maybe he just Michigan envy. You got Michigan envy?
It could be. It could be.
What do you have to say?
You guys are just biased because both your teams lost.
It is what it is.
Dun, dun.
So we're talking about the quarterback. Is he better or worse? And you want to go
Cardell
back?
Jones, you can't necessarily judge on one thing.
What's one thing?
He didn't play that many games.
What he did that year was
true.
It was phenomenal.
Damn near amazing.
But then he sort of dismantled himself the following, fall.
He lost a lot of guys.
Well, true. In that aspect, but keeping Cole
he
and
lost
all that,
the
ice in the veins that he had then.
Ice in the veins.
Well, you think third string guy coming in?
That shows good coaching, whether at the high school level or what was.
He didn't let the moment affect him at that moment.
That's why we're saying he's great.
Well,
then he sort of came off the rails the following fall.
But you can make if you're going to go that route, you can make so many arguments. Okay, hey, he came in and played awesome, which he did. He was out of his mind, but at that point, there was no pressure because there was no expectations.
Right.
He was a third-string quarterback. Right. Nobody knew anything about him.
No film, nothing.
Nothing. I mean, he came in and just he wasn't supposed to do well.
Right.
So it didn't matter. That's why it's so typical.
And he persevered.
Right. It's why it's difficult, I think, for any team to repeat or any team that gets history because now you're no longer the hunter. You're now the hunted.
Right.
And that's such a different aspect.
Yep.
It's such a different aspect. But so I guess the answer to the question is. What's your thought, man? Is he the best quarterback then, JT Barrett, or not? I say no. Steve says no. What is your thought process?
Moments there. Not completely.
That's definitive. I love that definitive answer. Right. This guy toes the line, man. He likes to. He
won't tip his hand one way or the other.
Cardell Jones, I can't necessarily go and say he was the great guy either.
This isn't we're letting the snowball grow here, and this isn't necessarily towards the Ohio State quarterbacks, but I'm just trying to make a correlation then saying, even though some people might have looked at Baker Mayfield and not the quarterback god of this year that we thought he was.
Right.
But if we're going to be looking at JT Barrett and evaluating him based on a bowl game play,
right.
Don't quite necessarly think
that's a good point. That's point well taken. Point well taken. I do think though that because to that point, I mean when Oklahoma beat Ohio State, I mean he was the man. There's no question about it. And that was high pressure and that kind of thing, and he just took care of it.
Yeah, that was a big game early in the season.
Yeah, so to that point, point well taken. And I mean Oklahoma, I mean it was good. It was a good game. Good game. Georgia, I thought did look like the better team that day, but it was exciting. It was exciting to watch, and congratulations to them. But talk about team persevering. Alabama jumped back and handled Clemson 24-6.
This year was totally different.
They took care of it from the get-go. It wasn't even much of a match. So did the committee make the right call?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Who would you put in there instead?
I definitely went with Oklahoma.
Why?
Just in the reason of
that was a fantastic game, though.
Yeah, I mean, why
it wasn't a blowout like Clemson, Ohio State last year. I mean, this was a
team in the first.
Who wasn't? Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
How can you say that?
Because they beat Ohio State.
Oh, so I guess that was Ohio State must really.
Dude, that was the epitome of a match.
It went double overtime.
Necessarily, they shouldn't have even been there because they should have probably got another loss. When Mayfield should have been suspended fully.
Dude, you can't do this shoulda, woulda, couldas.
Well, he was suspended,
He didn't get suspended.
Sure
he
did.
lost what? Not even a half a quarter of a game.
That was whatever the suspension is.
That's a joke.
All right, so if you get pulled over for if you get caught smoking marijuana and you get a little ticket there, that's a joke.
Not necessarily, because it goes by law.
Well,
no, it goes by law of you guys could probably, necessarily.
So to your point,
all is on the amount.
Okay, so it goes by
whether
law.
they take people to jail and all that.
So it goes by law and rules and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, what he did, there was no law, there was no rules or anything like that he broke. It was a personal thing, so they self-imposed it. So that's something they did. They didn't have to. They could have said, "Pat, forget you. We're not doing anything." But they decided to do something anyway.
It's still a joke.
Okay. Well, they still won the game.
You can't win with this kid.
No,
So
my question,
he's an athletic director. If one of his players
Right.
went and nailed
But they
somebody,
did something to do something.
Right.
What
They're not
would
going to
you
cut off
do?
their own nose to
All right,
spite their face.
There's two things there. We're not talking about, if you're asking what I personally would have done, I probably personally would have recommended something different. However, I am not at Oklahoma.
But if you look at the situation of if this happened in your ball court of right here and right now at Lakeland, what would you do? Would you just go and say, "Well, we're not going to start you"?
Well, here, let me go over some differences.
I wouldn't have given him anything.
I don't know what I would have done. I'd have to review a little bit more closely with the finer details of about everything else that was involved with it first. But let me say this to you: is there is a difference because Oklahoma is playing for recruiting classes and for millions of dollars,
Scholarship money,
and we're not. So it's not the same comparison. It's not the same comparison. That's like, if someone takes a consequence that doesn't matter,
right?
Then who cares versus something that they took a consequence, but there's something at stake. There's a huge difference there. It's like us having a penalty when we're playing a non-league opponent, in December versus a league game at the end of the year that's got playoff implications. There's a different consequence there. Not that should dictate everything you do, but it's certainly a factor. But when you're playing for millions of dollars and you've got donors, you've got everyone else involved, that's got to be something you at least look at. Would I, in my situation here at Lakeland, we handle something differently? Yeah, probably we would. But we're not playing for the same stakes that they're playing for either. So, I think that's got to be out there.
Necessarily, ethically, it shouldn't matter what the stakes are, whether it's in the beginning of the season versus, the MAC, let's say the MAC opponent.
Right. Yeah, but you can't,
or if
you
it's
can't
the
hold
big
this
school.
You can't hold this on Oklahoma. We can go back to many, many schools that have something happen where the student or the student athlete gets into some trouble, and whether sanctions do get imposed or not, or whether they're as stiff as the other fan base would like them to be to get a leg, and that's all it is. That's all it is. I mean, it's just you're Jake.
I'm not going into the whole sanction things.
No, but you're upset. You're upset because he was allowed to play in a game that they won, where you think if he didn't play, they could have possibly lost, and Ohio State would have been in.
And I guess
I'm not even saying about them getting in. I'm just saying.
Well, but that's where it's going, though.
Anyway.
All right, so let's go back to that then.
No, if I would not say them to actually go in.
All right, if you want to take Oklahoma,
but you said they didn't need. You said they didn't deserve to be there.
Okay, so if Oklahoma's not in, who's in their place? I have the answer. If you don't, so but you brought this up, so who's in their place?
I still wouldn't put Ohio State in.
Okay, who's in their place? And I have the answer, and I have
Wisconsin.
Why? Why? What's your justification?
11-1. Even though that's the bad thing is they didn't face the biggest guys in that out of it.
They also didn't win their league.
Well, here's the thing, though. These schedules are made up so far in advance that it doesn't matter. Oh, they didn't get to play so and so.
But the president, though, of it doesn't matter the champ or you have the title in that of your league in that was somewhat set the following year. So that you couldn't just go and apply it then.
So your big push is for Wisconsin because of their big victory over who?
Yeah, that's true.
How about Central Florida?
That
doesn't sell tickets.
Undefeated.
And
they beat Auburn, who happened to also beat Alabama and Georgia.
Doesn't sell tickets.
We're back to money. You mean
We're
money?
back to ethics.
You mean money's a part of this?
Right.
Money's a part of this decision? I can't believe it. I would vote for Central Florida. I've been advocating that for 2 years. But I know I'll never win that one, but I'll say it anyway.
Maybe not.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad choice, though.
I think it would be an awesome choice, but it won't happen until they expand the system, you know. So anyway, Alabama handled Clemson. So we got to look at next week. Yeah. Alabama against Georgia.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
I'm sorry, but when I wake up this morning and they're talking about Nick Saban and I can't remember what it was, the most winningest coach, top 10 victories.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Miami Dolphins aside.
Right.
Miami Dolphins aside, he's a great coach.
I have to agree. Alabama, I think, is going to win this game. They're big, they're stacked, and you know what? They've been there before too. They're not going to get in there and be afraid of the big game.
Right.
Alabama, I agree. I think they got their wake up call when they almost got left out.
Yeah.
And I think it refocused them. Sometimes stuff like that focuses a team.
So do we want to do? How do we want to do this?
Well, I don't know. What's your feeling? I mean, are you in, out, Alabama, Georgia?
Full size pizza, or do you want to save that for the Super Bowl?
Well, the problem is if we all say Alabama, then it's no good. So I got to find out where you're at there, Jeremiah.
In a way, I sort of want to
just come up with an answer.
In a way, what would you say? Alabama or Georgia?
I say Alabama.
Alabama.
I'll go Georgia.
All right, there it is. So we can do that now. What are the stakes? Stakes would be awesome, I might add.
Nice.
But what do you want this bet to be there? We got Alabama, Georgia. Two of us are going Alabama. The big man here is going Georgia. What do you want to be on this year?
Yeah, it's a big game.
It is a big game.
It's the end of college football. So let's go big.
We'll go whole pizza.
Whole pizza and a soda.
Can you afford a whole pizza? And that would be 2 sodas.
That would be 2 sodas.
A whole pizza and 2 sodas.
How about a compliment? A whole pizza, sodas for the losers, and a bag of chips.
Oh, so you got to get something regardless in this case.
So let's say this. Let's say this. Jeremiah wins. We'll still do the whole pizza, 4 sodas for him, or 2 sodas. The same thing.
Yeah.
He'll get the whole pizza, 2 sodas, and 2 chips if he wins, because it has to be the same on the same exchange.
Don't worry, Drap's already over there with Bama, and he's awesome
should he be allowed to vote since he's not even here? You got to be here, man. You got to be here to win it. I don't understand this.
You got to be present, man. Can't be a
this call-in
Can't
stuff.
be a proxy DJ.
All right, so the terms then would be, Jeremiah, if you win, if Georgia wins, you'd get a whole pizza, 2 sodas, and 2 chips. If Georgia loses, Alabama wins, you'd be responsible for buying the pizza. We would buy the sodas and chips. At that point, is that what you're saying, Steve?
Oh, we win. He buys us the pizza, 2 sodas, and 2 chips. He wins. We buy him.
Oh, 4. I got
the pizza, the 2 sodas, and 2 chips.
Right.
Oh, you said systems are down. Sorry.
See, well, you're streaming us, okay?
So,
but you had 2 monitors. You could throw it up on one and do your work on the other, dude.
Here's my question: are you in or out?
Who?
This guy.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to make the bet or what?
Are you in or are you out?
I already scribed it on the wall.
Yeah, why not?
Go
with it.
Did you get your Christmas money?
Huh?
Still got his communion money.
You sure didn't get your bonus money?
No, I didn't. I spent my bonus money. All right, so this is for a pizza, a bag of chips, and a soda. Whole pizza pie.
Whole. Do we want to dictate how many toppings, or you want to just do like a pepperoni?
Yeah.
We can call it in. We can call it in first thing in the morning.
Well, I was going to say what we should probably do, though, is will they do a pepperoni this early for us?
If we call it in and say we're going to take the whole pie.
Okay. All right,
you know
let's
what I mean?
do that then. Let's make it a pepperoni that way. Or cheese. Cheese or pepperoni. Which do you prefer?
Doesn't matter. Either one. Let's
just go pepperoni. Pepperoni is king.
There you go. All right. Pepperoni pizza, drinks, chips.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah's in.
Yeah.
Okay.
That means we got to take the Super Bowl to another level.
Oh, yeah. We got to bury it up there. Got to have
the
pregame and postgame.
Pizzas and paninis.
Well, that's sort of a serious problem from what he's saying.
Who?
Registration systems are down. Yeah, that's a big issue. That's a big issue.
That's why I go to Youngstown State. Shouldn't have waited so long to register.
Okay. Well, we do got to touch at least a little bit on. Let's talk about something exciting.
The Browns.
All right, we could talk about that, I guess. The Browns.
0-16, man.
But they almost won a game against the Steelers backups.
Yeah. I want to just kind of. This is going to be a quick topic.
All right.
Because obviously Facebook lit up after that. Some of their fans are being hard on them, and they should be. And somebody opined, I don't know if a 0-16 parade is the best thing to glorify your team with. It brings them down, so on and so forth. So it got me thinking. Where is their drive to play? Okay. But on top of that, I had to explain to somebody that, I was a Browns fan for so many years, a season ticket holder for many years. And I had to trade myself to being a Bengals fan. Because what I used to put in, and all these other Brown fans still continue to put in, time, money, energy, a passion. I mean,
it's not returned.
No, not one bit. There is zero loyalty. I mean, I get, I'll always be a Browns fan. I'm loyal for my team. I get that, but what loyalty is coming back to you from that team?
Right.
They are, whether it's the coach, the GM, players, the owner, what have you. Nobody is doing anything, and they haven't been doing anything. I think Haslam's worse than Lerner. But there comes a point where you have to ask yourself, what do you... It is a give and take. You go, you patronize, you're a fan because you want them to win.
Right.
Okay? I don't...
So you going to the parade?
No. This is the epitome of you're rooting for losers.
Right.
To the fullest 100% extent.
Right.
Okay? There's nowhere but up to go. You've hit rock bottom.
All right, I'm going to stay for the record. They will win a game next year.
They have to.
You want to put the bets, like Hugh Jackson? Come on, the Hugh Jackson bet.
But here's something
if they lose, you have to jump in the middle of a lake.
Well, here's something you have to ask yourself.
Come on.
Long, now, because it's already affected us. How long till they leave?
Till they leave?
Right. Because what's going to happen is this, right? They're going to go through this spiral, and if they don't improve, they're going to just lose. Cleveland market will be tough on the team. You'll still have fans that go for the love of the game, not because they love to lose.
Right.
But eventually, I think Haslam would do what Modell did.
Well, you
see bigger dollar signs.
Yeah. Let's be honest. He's
the Raiders are moving to Vegas, man.
Right. Well, he is a businessman.
Sure.
So he's going to make a business decision.
Sure.
At some point here. I mean, there's no question about that.
But that depends if he doesn't get indicted.
But there's a lot. But there's a lot of things that go.
True.
There's a lot of things that go into play with having a franchise, right? Okay. Let me ask you a question. Regardless of what team has a better record, if I were to say to you, Scott, Cleveland or New York?
Personally,
yeah,
I'm going to New York.
Cleveland or Miami?
Miami's beautiful.
LA?
But I'd probably stay in Cleveland on both those.
Really?
I don't like the city like that.
No. I'm saying to play for it, market-wise.
Oh, market-wise.
I'm not saying to live. I'm saying if you're a player.
I thought you meant moving your team. I'm sorry.
No, well, that too.
Yeah,
if you're moving a team, though, that market has a huge thing to do with it.
Absolutely correct. Yeah.
Correct. The Baltimore market, I'm assuming, is proving better than Modell ever thought it would be.
Right.
They already had football there to begin with.
Yeah.
With the Colts, but
once they figured out the deal with Washington, yeah. Your point there is certainly well taken. I don't know what the contracts read as far as how long the leases are and how long.
It's way before the horse.
Yeah. But when that time comes up, if there's not improvement for sure, something. It's already happened once. It's not like it can't happen again.
Sure.
Not just in Cleveland. Across the NFL.
Right.
So for sure, that is clearly a possibility. I'm still, maybe I haven't lived in Cleveland long enough. It's only been 18 or whatever years. I still expect.
Speaking of Baltimore fans,
I still expect that they're going to bounce back, man. They're going to be competitive next year. I'm telling you, they're not. I don't think they're as far away as what their record indicates. I really don't.
No, it's just some pieces.
And now,
time out.
And there's more than these pieces. The coaches. There's a lot of, but I don't think they're as far away. I really don't. I'm not talking about winning. I'm talking about being competitive. And I don't think they're as far away.
They had some competitive games this year.
Let me rephrase then. I don't think they're far away from being a 5 to 7 win team. I don't think they're that far away.
I do.
No.
I don't. I don't think they're that far away.
Well, Come on in, Lou. Have a seat. We're being joined by Lou. Lou's one of our newer members on the force. A self-professed Baltimore Ravens fan. We're talking how bad the Browns are right now. So, if you want to join in, just get real close to the mic because it's sensitive.
Well, first of all, welcome. Welcome to you. How are you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
Lou, have you ever met Scott Barlow?
Just say
formally. Not formally.
Scott Barlow is the Lakeland athletic director.
Oh, right.
Jeremiah over there is the radio station general manager / our producer / sound engineer guy.
He finally won the game first time he was at the all year.
Yeah.
He thinks he's big time now.
Yeah.
But outside of that,
big time Jeremiah.
Let him have it.
Yeah, we are for now. It's the new year. We're feeling
generous. That's the Christmas spirit. Spirit of giving. We gave.
But how many bets did you lose when we first started?
I'm about 50-50 right now.
I'm pretty close to that as well.
About 50-50.
Yeah, I am as well.
But no, we're talking about how bad the Browns are. You know, and it's not a slam when I say that. There's just categorically a lot of different areas they need to improve on.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you, but I don't know if when you say it's not a slam, I don't understand how you don't think.
Well, it's not like I despise the Browns.
It's an
evaluation, right? It's not a slam per se.
Okay.
You know, it's more or less kind of obviously there's only one place to go and that's up. I mean, when you lose every game of the year, you're already at rock bottom.
I can agree with that.
So, what is it that they need to do now? Scott's saying that he sees potential in maybe next year being a 5 or 7 win team. Based on personnel now?
5 to 7 being the absolute max.
No. I get it. I get it, but you're putting them close to 500 at that point.
Yeah, I would say closer to 5 wins than that, but 7 if things go their way. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, if they got a couple breaks this year, they'd get 2 or 3 wins. I mean, they easily could have won 2 or 3 this year.
So Deshaun Kaiser's your man still. Now, I know you're not a Browns fan. You're a Pats fan. I get that, but
Tyrod Taylor.
Really?
Bring him over. Let Kaiser.
From Buffalo?
Yep. Let Kaiser sit a little bit. And I
think that's a good evaluation.
I would like to see that. Not that he's all world either, but
like you said, he has experience.
He's been there, done it a little bit. He's not old. He can still play. He's got a similar style that he can move.
Buffalo
a little bit.
and Cleveland are the same in fan base and climate.
Yep, I think Tyrod Taylor would be. He's going to be free. I mean, shoot, they tried to get rid of him last year. No one would take him. I think they picked him up. I would like to see that, and then use your draft picks to solidify some of these other holes you're talking about.
You think Joe Thomas is staying?
I think he's not. I don't think he's going anywhere now. Whether or not he'll play next year might be something else, but I don't think he's going to go to another team if that's what you're alluding to. I don't see that.
I see him retiring soon.
I could see
he's getting old.
Yeah, I could
for,
see him retiring.
for NFL purposes.
I think he'll try and maybe get one more year, and I really do. But I could also see him just saying, you know what, I'm enjoying my life outside of the arena right now. I could see him going and announcing, broadcasting, or something along those lines.
I think he's done it before, actually.
Well, that's it, and he's very knowledgeable. He's respected.
Yeah.
So I could see that, but I don't think that they're as far away. 0-16, I don't think was reflective of the season. It is what it is, but I don't think. I don't think it is. Now, mind you, I'm not saying they should have been 500, but I'm saying that I think they easily could have won a couple games there with a couple breaks. I think they were there. You win a couple games now. If you have a two win,
got some Jeremiah in you.
I'm just giving you my opinion. You know what I mean? And I'm not a Browns fan.
Did he say they were going to win like 5 or 6
6.
games?
I said 6.
Yeah.
I said 6. I was
incorrect. And he likes to hold on to the fact that 4 of them were preseason, but that don't count. That don't count.
Doesn't count.
But I'm telling you, I think next year I could see him winning 5.
I said 4. Yeah. No more than 4 this year.
Yeah, I could see him next year.
I thought it was with you.
What's that?
On that.
Yeah, I was definitely the high.
Yeah,
I was the most optimistic high slate for sure.
Yeah, but, you were 4.
4 was throwing him a bone.
I'm telling you, they're going to win 5 next year. I'm telling you right now. You heard it here first.
We got to remember this one.
Yep, 5, 1 for each finger. There you go.
Save this.
I believe 5 might be a little optimistic, only because I think they released the schedules last week or earlier this week, and I think our schedule a little bit tougher than it was last year.
As in ours, you mean Baltimore?
We get the same schedule essentially.
No, you're not league games.
I mean, you're playing six games at the same team,
right?
You know, whether they're home or away, just in the division. But
right.
I'm talking about
the other 10 are other division or
They also do look at strength and weaknesses of your previous finish a little bit too.
Sure.
They're supposed to.
Yeah, but they have these schedules though. They have their opponents picked years in advance, like 2 to 3 years already.
Okay.
The actual schedule of when they play isn't picked
that's
yet.
when they get, okay.
Yeah. They already have the opponents picked for the 2 to. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's much like college. They schedule 2 to 3 years out.
I'm still saying 5, man. They're coming.
How many in the division?
I think
honestly, I'm so unimpressed with Cincinnati's play this year. I think they could take Cincinnati probably both times if depending on how much they come up.
Right. I think they could beat Cincinnati. I don't know about twice, but I think they can beat Cincinnati. And quite honestly, I think they can sneak one against either Pittsburgh or Baltimore. And I say sneak.
Pittsburgh would be tough.
I say sneak.
Baltimore would be tough.
Well, I don't mean to put it like that, but the Browns seem to
we look great this
the
year.
The Browns seem to mentally check out when it's Pittsburgh. It's like they're so intimidated. They're like the kid hiding in the corner, cowering, waiting to take their beating. You know what I mean?
I can agree with
and that's the mental that the Steelers probably have had since the 70s.
Well,
since being Joe Green.
Forever.
They're the Iron Curtain, man. Come on, dude. You guys lost a lot of steam when Lewis retired.
We did.
A lot of steam.
But we're getting back, though. That defense looked great this year, man, compared to prior years.
You still don't have that running back.
And we found a running back in Collins. Yeah.
Maybe.
He looked good, too.
Okay.
And he came on.
Now, how do you watch your Ravens?
He has to look like the guy.
Because obviously I don't root for Cleveland. You don't root for Cleveland. It's tough for me to watch the Bengals because, only twice a year I can watch them, for the most part. Because they're playing Cleveland.
Right. I watch them from a distance. I'm hoping to catch the game.
Yeah.
Really, really, really.
I was thinking about getting that NFL ticket. I think I can get some. I could get something on my PlayStation View.
I'm a little surprised that you would say that. You're thinking about doing that?
Maybe. It depends how the NFL cleans up their act this coming year.
That's why I was curious.
But I don't know if it's my PlayStation View or maybe I can't remember what it was. But you can subscribe to actually just watching only the one team rather than all the channels. It's a cheaper price just for saying, "Hey, I just want this team's games."
Right.
Do you have Verizon as your carrier?
Yes, I do.
If you download NFL Mobile, they'll let you watch the games for free on your phone.
Not all of them.
Yeah, with the ones playing, and you can catch them that way. I catch.
I'll have to check it out.
Way, and then you
can you show me how to do that, please?
You don't. Dude, look how old that thing is. Might as well break out the tablet and the spike. Ching 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 ching.
All right. So anyway, I'm saying Browns for 5. You're saying
Browns?
Yes.
For next year?
Yes. It's early.
3.
3.
4.
4.
One in the division somewhere. I won't delegate who, but I'll say one in the division somewhere.
All right.
If you're going to be that detailed.
4 total? 4 total?
4 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
One in the division out of the 4.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, what do you say?
Go Browns. 4. Another 4. So we're all, so look at that. Now think about this now. That is at minimum a 300% improvement from the year before. If you were at your job and
anything is an improvement.
If you had 300% improvement, you'd be up for all kinds of raises.
It would just be depending on what the moves of free agency. And
of course. I mean, they come out, they don't solve things. That. This
plus
is
they have a new GM. They'll be coming in.
Right. There's a lot of.
I really wish them luck. I really do. Nothing. We live in the home market. And a winning team, whether it's basketball, football, a winning team Cleveland. Is great for the area.
Right. No question about it.
So I don't want them to be this bad.
Right.
I just think it's like, for instance. Well, never mind. I don't want to get into it. All
right. So do we touch on? Now you were very happy about the Ravens. Said they much improved. Didn't make the playoffs though.
Yes, unfortunately. Yes, very unfortunate.
But
that's about as far as we got, buddy.
Because they didn't. We have to have a special shout out to Bill Krause because the Bills actually made the playoffs for the first time since 1999.
Since the Browns came back.
Yeah, how about that? So go Bills! They won, and the Bills are Jacksonville this week, I believe.
Okay.
And so that'll be an interesting game.
I do have an announcement to make.
Uh-oh.
You know the fantasy league that I belong to.
Did you win?
Absolutely horrible year, both leagues. I just obviously I checked out. I didn't really play much. I mean, I kind of gave it some attention when I got some flack for it, but for the Lakeland fantasy league, the Lakeland employees that participate, newcomer rookies, Team M&M. Mike Bircher and Marty are the winners. They'll be getting their trophy soon.
I tell you, they study it. They work hard at it. They definitely study and work hard at it.
So it'll be leaving my office. The trophy will be leaving my office, and it'll get chiseled with a new name to join.
How do I get in on that?
It's already full.
It's already full.
That's what you.
Maybe we'll see next year.
One.
We'll see you next year. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, I need to get in on that.
Yeah, pay league.
Whatever.
I won last year, and it was good. It was a good little payout. But anyway, I'd like to congratulate them, Mike and Marty, newcomers to the league, and already messing stuff up. So pretty soon, if either one of them are listening, the trophy should be probably handed down probably within the next week. It needs to go get cleaned up and labeled.
Is there some type of presentation?
No, but I was thinking we should probably have something.
Kick it to the curb,
right? That's a nice little trophy. You've seen it on my desk, haven't you?
I seen the trophy there. I just never.
Yeah, that's
I thought it was like Top Gun or something like that.
I don't know. That's my fantasy football trophy from last year.
I'll have to take a look. Kick it to the curb.
Now, continuing on that, the Steelers let go of one of their linebackers.
I know, I love it. Harrison,
right?
Love it. That is like the best pickup the Patriots have had.
Picked him up.
Yep.
People automatically are going, Belichick, what's Belichick doing? He's trying.
Harrison went from like solid good team, in Pittsburgh to like, like, dude, how do you, hey, do you want to go out on top when you retire?
Right.
Oh man, he is such an addition for the Patriots defense.
And they needed a linebacker,
right?
Obviously, and it was a good fit. And obviously,
coming from Pittsburgh, he wants to be on a winning team.
Shoot, he wasn't even playing for Pittsburgh,
right?
So, but I know the Patriots are taking all kinds of flack in the press because of that pickup. They're saying, "Oh, there they are doing something different again." Anybody could have picked him up.
Anybody could have picked him up.
Anybody could have picked him up.
Here's the thing: they'll develop him. They breed or develop
success.
Greats.
Yeah, no question about it.
He will. I mean, he's already great to begin. I think he's great to begin with. But I think that's an environment he will be able to thrive better in than in Pittsburgh.
Well, I think there's no question. Pittsburgh, he was on the way out.
Daddy Brady needs another ring.
Oh, boy, I tell you. I hope Brady does get one more. One more. What do you think? No, you're not going to root for the Patriots here?
You can root for the Michigan man.
Nope.
Who are you going to root for?
Tom Brady.
Nope.
Who's going to win?
You don't think they're going to go to the Super Bowl this year?
Maybe.
My God, man, make a decision.
No, this is.
I think that is a great addition. I think that was dumb on the Steelers' part because they may have to play them eventually. Won't
they might. They probably in the championship game, AFC.
To be hit by that guy is huge.
No, he's a big boy.
Yeah.
Got a lot of fire. I don't want to say anger, but a lot of fire in that guy.
Well, he's going to have some in that game for sure.
Yeah,
I got to believe.
Come on.
But he wasn't even playing for him. So I mean, he
what would be better though is if he went to Cincinnati.
I don't think so.
No, he wouldn't go. He wouldn't go. But that'd be so like icing on the cake because there's a love-hate relationship between Pittsburgh and Cincinnati.
True.
I mean, they tend to tussle a lot on the field, especially after the Burfict incidents a couple years ago and.
That was kind of
Pac-Man Jones.
That was a cheating hit, wasn't it?
What in the playoffs?
Oh, when he hit Brown?
No. That was a clean hit. Oh. And then the worst part is the Steelers staff come onto the field to argue with the ref. What? Yeah. They should have been ejected, not Burfict.
I don't know.
That was horrible.
Burfict's a cheater.
No.
Well, he got knocked out.
He's a big boy who lays people out.
Head first.
That's football.
Oh, okay.
Did he get laid out this past year?
Yeah, by Smith from the Steelers.
It's all right. It'll come back next year.
He might not go by Smith, though.
He might not.
That was a good hit for a receiver to a linebacker.
Was he a defenseless?
The linebacker?
Yeah.
Is there?
How does a linebacker get laid out by a receiver? Was it a block?
Run that tape when you get a chance.
I'll check it out.
It was a great block.
Okay. If you say so.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is about the Browns.
Oh, Okay.
Don't worry, Drab's already
You brought up
saying
Cincinnati.
Pittsburgh to the Super Bowl.
Drab saying Pittsburgh did a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
No.
Besides-
Big Ben is not going out on top. He just needs to retire already.
I think he did retire.
Not
Didn't
until he
retire earlier this year?
retires. Because he actually, a few comments back said not until he retires. Kaiser will be out.
Trap, you got to be more timely with these
20.
chats.
Yeah, come on now.
Well, you guys were rambling, so I didn't cut you guys off.
We were
Besides,
talking.
Yeah, the whole flip phone thing. Yeah, he actually.
What else you got
one
on
of
tap
those.
there, Scott? We're almost at the 10 o'clock hour.
Yeah, hey, just so that Olympics are coming up.
Yeah.
And that's still not until February. But the reason why I wanted to bring it up, though, is they selected the hockey roster.
Oh, yeah.
That was released over the weekend. And NHL not allowing the players to participate
Right.
this year. So they've got a lot
Are they
of...
going back to the way things used to be amateur?
No. Well, no. They've got ex-NHL players, a few of them. They've got guys who are the minors who are not on two-way contracts. So
Okay.
it can't be a contract.
So this is
to
a
the NHL.
contractual issue?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so they've got some of those guys, and essentially they do have a couple college players there as well. But
Sure.
in general, they've already participated in the tournament last weekend, went 0-3 and got smoked in almost all their game stuff. Just
That was in Buffalo, too, right?
I believe it was. Yeah. But I will say, though, on the hockey note, the U.S. men's juniors beat Russia 4-2, and they play Sweden, I guess, in the semis here next week. So there's our hockey fix there. So I really wanted to touch on that a little bit. So good for them. But Olympics coming up, and I'll reserve judgment on that. Do a little more research before I say who's going to win the hockey thing. But,
Okay.
go from there.
You're good.
That kind of feels like team replacements.
A little bit, probably.
Yeah.
That's what we put in the Olympics?
Well,
That's-
contract's contract, man.
yeah.
True.
That's the problem. With hockey, it's almost virtually in the middle of their season.
Right.
You know?
And it is bad timing from that perspective,
Right.
without question. But, and let's be honest, when the pros have been there, it's not like they've played hard.
Right.
When the pros are there, seriously, because they're worried about, hey, I'm going for a Stanley Cup. I can't go out there and get hurt.
They're not going to get hurt in a 2-week venture.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good solution. I do wish they'd go back to college. I know it's all about winning. As you make decisions, as we talked about earlier, this is about winning, all right? And that's why we've gone away from allowing the college amateurs to be in it. Yeah. But that's what I do wish was in it. I think I did watch Miracle last night.
You dust that off and pull it out?
I'll tell you, Miracle was a great movie.
Great flick.
Again.
Great
flick. Do you know that movie at all?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So I didn't know if it was before your time or not, but definitely great.
Mystery
movie.
Alaska, too, while we're on the topic.
Mystery Alaska is a phenomenal movie.
good
You don't
flick.
like that movie?
I don't even know what
Hockey
that
movies.
is.
Oh, come on. Mystery Alaska?
Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks.
Okay.
That's as close as you get.
Disney.
And the one with the other guy, he's got his tooth missing in the movie. He's always fighting, and at the end, he's like breaking his ankle, still trying to fight the guy.
Shoot. That's a great movie.
I forgot what the name of it.
Hockey movie?
Yes.
The Goon?
Goon.
Stifler.
Yeah, it's Goon. It's Goon. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's a funny movie.
That's Sean Patrick Scott?
Yeah.
So
What about Slapshot? You a Slapshot fan?
Slapshot's old school.
Have you ever seen it?
I haven't.
Yeah, it's kind of slapstick comedy.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Slapshot?
No.
I did watch that again over break. All that snow and crappy weather, I got to watch some old bad movies. But I didn't realize how slow that movie was.
Yeah.
When I watched
It's a rough
it back
movie.
then,
It's a rough movie.
Yeah, it's slow, but still it's classic. Definitely worth taking in for a one-time deal. But Goon's a good movie. Mystery Alaska's a good. Mystery
I got a
Alaska's
good one.
a love story.
You guys do. I know you're a hockey fan.
I like hockey. Yep.
Netflix has a good documentary. It's not a movie, but it's a documentary called Ice Guardians.
Okay.
And it highlights the Enforcer.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of past great Wayne Gretzky's on there, Brett Hull. And they
Nice.
talk about owing their success to their enforcers.
My kids have Netflix, so we have access to it. What's it called?
Ice Guardians.
Ice Guardians. I'll have to remember that and try and check that out.
It's very good.
All
Very
right.
good.
I'll
Very
check
cool.
it out.
Kind of goes back into the history of hockey a little bit too. Sets the tone, but how the role.
I'm still a fan of the Enforcer whole movement and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that we've desensitized hockey so much it's not even as fun anymore. So I wish we'd go back
Right.
to old school. But I
But
feel that way. About a lot of
you'd
things.
enjoy it. You'd
That's
enjoy
good.
it.
Very good. All right, well, you got to wrap this up.
Don't
It's
forget,
time.
next week Jeremiah's going to owe us some pizza, some
Jeremiah,
chips, and some pop.
I'm not even going to eat breakfast that morning.
No, I'm not
I'm
either.
going to come in.
Well,
just
if I
ready
lose,
stuff.
I'm going to.
Well, we're not going to lose.
No.
Alabama all the way, baby. Roll
Yeah.
Tide.
Yeah. Georgia.
Remember the last time that happened?
Last time what happened?
Yeah, like right before winter break and that, you were saying that, save it and that. You're going to be paying up.
This kid is the epitome of Ohio State fan.
Yeah, I tell you.
Remember the last time, but don't go so far back to the last time that we talk about a loss that I incurred.
You won. All right,
we need to go. We need to go get you this pizza that's in my name, apparently. So
yeah, you can thank Draft for it.
All right.
Yeah, Draft probably came back and ate it while we were listening.
Have a great day. We'll see everyone next week. And
Bye-bye.
go Lakers.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.